Hello, everyone. I'm John Anguiano, and I'm from AMD's Client and Graphics team. And I'm very pleased today to be able to speak to you about our upcoming product release. Today, we're going to talk about bringing the Ryzen AI 300 Pro processors into the market. And this will be a commercial and enterprise offering. I would just remind you of the embargo dates, and very glad to have you here. So first, in enterprise, we're always looking at businesses that are hungry for the tools that make their employees more productive, that allow them more connection in a world that's very spread out, that allows more focus on primary goals, and conversely, less time and energy into those things that are really kind of busy work in between. And they want to do all of this in a very secure fashion, keeping all their data safe and all their data private. And AI PCs have both a significant and growing contribution to make in all of this. I'd also note that AMD has gotten an early start on this, right? From our view of the market, working closely with our partners such as Microsoft and retailers and ISVs of many types, we started early with the intent to lead out. I mean, if you look at this, we have in x86 with an integrated NPU introduced the very first offering. And since that time, had a very strong cadence at each step, having leadership on the NPU side. And even this year, at the first half, we introduced the Ryzen Pro 8040, which has had a great reception. Again, leading on NPU performance in the commercial space. And so that sets us up for this moment, right, where we're going to talk about bringing Ryzen AI 300 to the Pro series, again with leadership NPU, again aligned with our key partners. And at this time, very importantly, aligned to a Copilot enablement with Microsoft. One of the things that is important to consider as we consider commercial processors is how important it is to provide the very best and most comprehensive AI PC platform overall for the enterprise. We see this as starting with a foundation of AMD Pro technologies. That is a defining characteristic of being designed for enterprise. Key for customers is the security, reliability, and manageability that they need to depend on in order to make their fleet of computers both accessible and also manageable with a total cost of ownership and ROI that they need. Now, built on top of that, of course, is very top performance, multi-day battery life, which all enable a professional level of productivity. Engagement with a broader ecosystem, meaning that we have a development framework that'll support millions of Windows x86 compatible apps, as well as developing into the AI functions that will be coming out in the very near term. This together creates what is a very strong platform and allows us to position AMD and Ryzen Pro as the enterprise platform of choice. So without further ado, I want to introduce the AMD Ryzen AI Pro 300 series processors. These come with our latest technology offering, including Zen 5 cores, XDNA 2 for AI on the NPU, RDNA 3.5 for graphics, and of course, these are ready for Copilot. And finally, of course, these come with AMD Pro technologies, which is so vital for our enterprise markets. There's an important opportunity for our businesses, really of all sizes, to accelerate off of what are older, possibly even COVID-era platforms into tooling they're going to need for productivity advancements in these next cycles. Now, allow me a few comments around these technologies. While these have been introduced previously into the consumer market, it's important how we see them in this space. Zen 5 is delivering not only higher performance, but in this product, 50% more cores, supporting both efficient and processing and great battery life. XDNA 2, which is our latest gen NPU for client PCs, has 5x more AI performance than the competition in the enterprise space, and of course is ready for Copilot. RDNA 3.5 is both speedy, efficient, and again comes with a third more compute units. And when we're talking about AMD Pro technologies, on the security side, you have multi-layered security support for cloud to client engagement. You have a faster PC deployment environment, and you generally have exceptional ROI when you're talking about a longer period of time and maintenance. Now, all of these technologies also work together to form our third gen of Ryzen AI, meaning that it's that level of AI processing is supported, of course, by the NPU, but also by the CPU and GPU. Holistically, this makes Ryzen AI Pro 300 series as the best at enabling next gen AI experiences for enterprise. It enables those to each be called on independently and to be managed through software. Now, the Ryzen AI Pro 300 series is really about powering everyday AI experiences, and those start here with Microsoft Copilot Plus. When we say we're designed for enterprise, we mean that people will use this on a routine basis. That is, of course, using apps in an everyday fashion. Having the performance, having the ability to run both these models along with many other apps is what brings a broader level of productivity. Not just now, but what we're looking at coming out from major ISVs across the board, particularly as we look over the lifetime of a processor and its platform for the enterprise market. But I do want to call out, there are a number of things within the Copilot experiences themselves that are very, very much targeted towards the productivity engagements of a business. They're targeted to employees for businesses of all sizes and in many roles. These are designed to save time. They're designed to create a more fluidity in business interactions, meaning easier communications, faster ways to find information and overcome hurdles, and just in general be able to move through the daily process of creativity and expansion of the supported data analysis that are going to be needed. All of these things help enable an employee to get more done. So I want to, of course, introduce the stack as it comes out in totality. This generation of processors comes with three initial offerings in the stack. There is a couple of 12-core options and an 8-core option. The NPU options are both 50 to 55 TOPS. These will support a variety of business platforms that will be expanding rapidly, and talk more about that in a few minutes. And these, of course, are going to be available starting October. If you look at the Ryzen AI 300 series from a generational uplift view, and so comparing it here to AMD Ryzen Pro 8040 series processors, one of the things that stands out is this technology points that we've been talking about really cover the gambit, right? So this is approaching each and every one of the lines here with new technology to support performance at an entirely new level. All of this contributes to a tremendous generational uplift, let alone uplift over a upgrade cycle. And more of this just means that we're ready for a Windows 11 environment, and certainly ready for Copilot Plus in a much stronger, more performant, and battery-ready way. So speaking of performance, I don't want to overbake performance charts, but even using a basic Cinebench NT compare, whether we want to look at an 8-core compare to another 8-core compare, and in a platform that has kind of a standard configuration, what you see is that there's a very strong uplift. Now, if you take our TOPS stack, where we have our 12-core offering, and the competition's TOPS stack, the performance uplift gets even stronger. This is something that should, be exciting to much of the channel into enterprise. And I think as businesses discover what they can do with this, and certainly as the software partners do, it becomes even more exciting, because we're looking at it, the ability to handle workloads at an enterprise level, multitasking, productivity, in the multi-threaded type that are typical in the day. And so even if we look at ProCN Office productivity as another measure, double-digit strength is magnified with Workday Office apps. These are simple Workday life tasks, right? And the more that these are loaded onto a machine, the more busy a person is in their day, the more the acceleration takes place. Now, that performance is great. It's important to have, but performance is more than benchmarks. And the goal of great enterprise level experience, of course, is that through that partnership with ISVs in many spaces, we want to see the AI actually enhance and contribute to these transformative experiences. Here, listing out different categories, productivity being first and foremost on the thought of most business, but also seeking into the collaborative environment, whether that be something that is helping between the interaction and communications or enabling things after the fact. Also looking at the revolutionary ability to get in and look at how creation and editing can take place in order to advance the skills of those who are already working and accelerate the pace of their projects. And of course, then we have like personal AI assistants, right? Where we're talking about taking something that we need doing, but falls more into the categories where it is more logistical, tactical, less about the human thinking elements, but taking those preferences and drawing them forth and taking care of much of that work for us. And then finally, looking at the enhanced privacy features, right, which are so important in order to maintain the integrity of one's business and also make sure that things that we need in processing can take place with confidence. All of this contributes together with AMD and the partnership that we have into a very deep collaboration. It's built for the future, not just the moment of each one of these categories. And I think that's going to be very important for businesses as they consider where they're headed, the investments they need to make to be ready for what's now and just around the corner. Part of the way we do this is with our AMD Ryzen AI software. This is a partnership development environment. It's open, it's partnered with Microsoft, and it's made to deploy quickly. One of the things, of course, we bring to this is just thousands and thousands of pre-trained models. We have great partnerships to make that happen. The Ryzen AI software is used to quantize and deploy through that. And then ultimately, right, we want to be able to run this, and that's what we output in a matter of minutes. And that then contributes to a lot of momentum and strength with a whole host of enterprise level ISVs, names we know and names we use regularly, as they add both additional overall offerings and functions into current offerings. These experiences contribute to day-to-day productivity. They contribute to the security and data privacy that businesses are looking for, and so forth. And this becomes more and more routine into the space of how businesses can operate to their maximum. To drive all of this is a need for great strength in the NPU, and the Ryzen AI Pro 300 series processors are really helped along by having the world's most powerful NPU for all of these next gen AI PCs, right? In order to run those apps, to be able to do this in a dramatically improved fashion, and to be very power efficient while we're doing it. One of the things, though, I really want to make sure we spend a few minutes on is a practical matter, and that is the security features that come around this. So, at the heart of our enterprise offering is AMD Pro Technologies. And within AMD Pro Technologies, we have AMD Pro Security, AMD Pro Manageability, and AMD Pro Business Ready. The layers within security are part of its strength, being chip to cloud protection, and really the overall services throughout AMD Pro Technologies support enterprises in their overall mission and allow them to focus on their core competencies and not just on deployment. So one of the things that we have done with this generation is we have added to the AMD Pro Security environment with AMD Secure Processors 2.0 built into the AMD Zen 5 stack. And of course, this has layers that go all the way up into the OS and Windows 11 and so forth. But we have added to our stack, as seen here on the left, three new offerings: the Cloud Bare Metal Recovery, the supply chain security, and the watchdog timer. Each one of these designed to contribute to the security environment that businesses need, both now and into the next coming cycles, and are really vital when considering just how much of their key and really crucial information passes through employees' hands in these different environments, particularly in considering travel and remote and other functions that these client devices get carried into. Now, coupled with this are AI enhanced security features. This is a collaboration with specific hardware or with ISV partners. A couple here, one, Buffer Zone, focused on AI-based anti-phishing technology, is a great way to show how to collaborate into the hooks that connect the layers of the security. And I think the Dynamo AI, the offering, which really helps ensure transparent AI decisions that meet the compliance and regulations that many businesses need to pay attention to on a routine basis. Each one of these create the ability to both leverage the AI for the security, leverage the entire stack of security, but also to create the confidence that what you're doing with the approach overall is acceptable and is something that lends itself to greater credence and usage in order to boost the productivity of business and credibility. So as I bring this to a close, one of the things that I think I wanted to say was, we're really excited to have even more platforms coming into AMD Ryzen AI Pro technology, now going to exceed over 100 platforms through the balance of 2025. We have key partners here that we leverage far and wide, and we've seen some great announcements coming on them as they come into market in the next few weeks. We will continue to be excited to show these platforms in many places and to partner with these OEMs as we take them into customers, as they are something that each of them can have confidence in, have the ability to support different performance offerings, and know that Ryzen AI Pro 300 series can really produce for them and be ready for the challenges they have, both in incorporating the different software offerings that meet their challenges, and to understand that as more of this becomes available over the coming cycle, they can have that supported as well and know that they're in a safe and good position. Again, I thank you, appreciate you joining and listening through on this, and wishing you well as we close this off.